Welcome, everyone, to the SICKO Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of August 13th, 2023. We are 13 days away from football.
Yay!
And I am so incredibly excited for week 0. I've now hit that point. With me tonight, as always, I've got Kamish, then I have Pith Girl. Jesus Christ. Beth and Pit Girl.
Do you put like Beth and Pitt together?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Just like when I get
How
Beth.
do you feel about that, Beth?
This is the weirdest Voltron.
You're gonna love your script West Virginia shirt that I'm getting for you. I'm telling you, it's gonna be great for the brawl.
Listen, all I wanted this weekend was a shirt. That was all I wanted in the world, because they rebranded as the Curve rebranded as the Altoona Pizzas this weekend. So like my mission was like, I will end this weekend with a t-shirt. Complete and utter failure.
Oh,
I got there and all the staff is wearing t-shirts and they're like, yeah, we bought them out of the shirts. And I'm like, how did this happen?
everyone wants a slice of Altoona pizza.
No one could have shirts except the people who actually worked for the Curve.
Well, Kamish, I know I'm not gonna start with Kamish. Never mind, I never start with Kamish. What am I doing? Pit Girl, how are you?
I'm okay. It's been a weird day, and I am going to be out of town for most of the next week because I have an actual job that's having an actual conference. So it's been a weird day, but I'm excited. It's good. All is good.
Hope your conference doesn't realign.
No comment.
Beth, how are you?
Minus shirts, but otherwise good. Sunburnt and here.
Kamish?
I'm good. Just kind of excited. You got football coming up. We have our finale of our 41-part series on this podcast. So I didn't think we'd ever get to the end of this.
I was sure we were gonna just taper this thing off.
I was
before we
gonna
got to
say,
the end.
but to get to completion on a 41-part series, kind of nervous, little anxious, and like I just want to cap it off the right way.
Today, on a very special episode of the Sickos Committee podcast, we present us actually finishing something we started.
I thought this was the one where Kamish takes caffeine pills, and has an addiction.
Are you so excited?
I
excited.
am so excited. I am so excited. I'm scared. Hug me, Zach Morris.
So, Pit Girl, there used to be this show called Saved by the Bell.
Not the new class, the
Not the new
original
class.
class. The new class went on for like 10 years.
So I'm aware of the existence of that show, but I never watched it.
Really?
No.
Okay, we got to get you through
It's
all
all
3
right.
seasons of that.
It's all
No,
right.
it's not all right. It's great.
No, it's all right because she's Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
When I
Just
wake
get
up in the morning.
Before we get too far, I do want to say congratulations to our good friend Arch. He's committee adjacent, a member of the committee in good standing. He was part of the staff that worked for the DCI Corps, the Blue Devils, and he got his championship ring. Congrats to all the Blue Devils out there. Congrats to everyone that competed in Indy. It was apparently a really great show. The battle for second, third, and fourth was extremely close. The Blue Coats ended up in second. The Blue Devils ended up winning, and Carolina Crown ended up in third with the high brass marks. The Cavaliers, which are one of the oldest corps, been around forever and ever and ever, came in 8th, but won best percussion, which should tell you how good the percussion line was, that they managed to drag the rest of them up to that point. I think they're the only all-male corps left as well. I think
so.
Because the Madison Scouts finally went co-ed in 2019 or something. But the Cavaliers, I think, are still all-male. Yeah, if you don't know, DCI is professional marching band. They have their big finale every year in Indy this week, and everyone goes crazy for it. And this is 21st Blue Devil Championship. This is their first three-peat. Congratulations to them. Congrats, Arch. Everyone gets to go home and shower for 2 days before school starts. The worst are high school kids that do this, because if you're in college and you do core, at least you get a week or 2 off before school starts. But if you're in high school's already started in Texas.
Yeah,
So,
I
like-
was just about to say that depends on where you live, because
Yeah.
school in PA doesn't start until at the earliest the week before Labor Day.
Yeah, like these guys, they're coming back to Texas. They're actually already missed 3 days of school. School started Wednesday last week in my district, which is way too early.
For what it's worth, it does start here earlier than the week before Labor Day, but
Oh,
life is weird.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, since we're so close to the season, it's time to do our previews. Now, if we've never done previews before, because last time we started the podcast right as the season began, and our first episode was just us bullshitting about our rankings, I believe.
Yeah.
This year we have preview time.
We do.
And we were trying to think, what does that actually mean for us? Because there are plenty of podcasts that do previews, but you want something more of our flavor. So Kamish came up with the idea. Kamish, you want to tell them?
If you listen to other college football podcasts, which we can acknowledge there are some,
Yeah,
and then there's experts on these podcasts that tell you what to think, and they tell you how good your team is going to be, and they tell you what to expect from their schedule, and what players to look out for, and things of that nature. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but that's not the Sickos Committee style. For us, we wanted to do something a little bit different. So basically, in my head, I had a concept of just random wheels in my head that we could spin. And so the wheels in my brain were spinning, and I came up with this thing that we're going to talk about. Yes, of course, it's an awesome acronym and a lovely tongue twister. Welcome to the Super Sicko Spinning Selection Season Preview Forecast, the SSSSSPF, aka the 5 SPF.
Wheel of Fortune music. This is the one that I remember from Wheel of Fortune. Apparently, there's been like 10 versions of the theme. I didn't realize there were so many, but that one right there, that's like 83 to 89, and for some reason, that's the one in my brain.
I was just about to
that's a
say
good
I've
one.
never heard that one.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember like watching when my grandma would watch Wheel.
On the big TV that was like mostly furniture, but also TV.
God, those cabinet TVs.
Mm-hmm.
My
When
grandparents had one of those. I remember those.
When the dial came off and you had to use the pliers to turn the
Yep.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, we had needle nose pliers that we hung on a little hook next to them.
the good pliers, the TV,
Yeah.
the remote pliers.
Yeah, it made for a really good children's sermon one time in church. Everybody offered my dad a new TV afterward.
Okay, so I have Wheels Upon Wheels.
That's right.
Was that Ezekiel? Ezekiel saw a wheel.
Sure.
Yes,
Wheel.
way up in the air.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
perfect. That's where they're going to be for us.
Biblically accurate
Biblically
college
accurate.
football season preview?
Yeah,
Is
perfect.
that what we're getting here?
That's what we're
Yes.
going for. Definitely. In the tagline
Ezekiel,
for
the
this,
most biblically accurate prophet.
yeah. That's what they all say about Ezekiel.
the tagline for this is protect yourself from harmful expert radiation caused by overexposure to expert analysis. Use 5 SPF. What we're going to do here, just going to break it down. So we're going to spin for a Power 5 conference, and then, we'll spin for like a G5 conference. Then we're going to, whatever conference it lands on, we're going to spin for the teams in that conference. And then we're going to spin for what we're going to talk about that team. And it's just going to be brief, random things. We're spinning. It's this the Super Sicko spinning. We're gonna be spinny. You're gonna get dizzy by the end of this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We have 14 random different things that you can land on. So we have no idea how this is gonna go, how long it's gonna take. But let's get to it.
Okay, for our Power 5 conference, we are going to go with.
Oh, it's spinning. Man, this is serious here. This is Power 5 conference. What we got?
So close.
We're starting with the
ACC.
ACC.
Woo!
Okay.
Perfect.
Could you guys hear the spinning sound or no?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure I wouldn't have to layer it in.
You
otherwise.
can change how many seconds it will actually spin.
Oh, can you? Cool.
Yeah. I use this for scales for my kids.
Beautiful.
We spin for what scale they have to do.
Okay, let me get my ACC teams up.
So many tabs.
You don't
I
know
don't
that.
know how many
You
tabs.
can't see how many tabs I have, so you don't know that.
That's right.
I know in my heart.
Oh, you don't. Oh, that's not it.
All right. Now let's see. We're going to go through all of these teams, but it's going to be random spinny order. It's going to be a lot of
let's
fun.
see here.
Let's see who we go first with the ACC.
I gotta slow this. I gotta speed this
Man,
up. This is so,
Dude,
it's so long.
this is a long spin. Again, we're
Oh
just
my
trying
God.
This is very sickos. We start with Clemson.
Okay, Clemson. And then we have this one. How in-depth our discussion is going to be.
That's right. There's 14 random different things we get to talk about on how in-depth we'll talk about Clemson. We probably should have told you what they are, but it's going to be a surprise. It
Will they make a
says,
bowl game?
will they make a bowl game? Yes or no?
And which bowl game?
And guess the bowl game. Yes.
The ACC bowl game tie-ins. Hold up.
There we go. So I'm gonna say Clemson's gonna make a bowl game.
Bold. A bold take.
Yeah, it's a bold
gonna say
take.
it. I'm gonna go out there. I'm putting it out there.
So it looks like I'm seeing the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Oh, good choice. Yeah.
Seeing the Ticket Smarter
Ooh,
Birmingham Bowl.
That's with
The
cake.
Military Bowl.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yes.
San Diego Credit Union Holiday Bowl,
Not anymore.
Wasabi Fenway Bowl,
No.
the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl,
Ooh, that'd be fun.
the Pop-Tarts Bowl,
Ooh,
the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl,
okay.
the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, and the Relia Quest Bowl.
And then
The Light Quest Bowl used to be the Outback Bowl, I believe.
yes, that's correct.
I believe so, yes.
Go ahead, Kamish. You started saying yes.
So they're
Yes.
I think they're gonna make a bowl game. I'm gonna say
Bold.
yes. I am gonna go out on a limb and say Clemson will make a bowl game. As for the bowl game, I am gonna say that they are in. I think they may make the New Year's Six. I'll say that.
Okay, so are you going to put them in the Orange Bowl?
I will put them in the. They're going to the Peach Bowl in my mind.
Okay, I like it.
Unless it's a playoff game. I don't know.
Beth, how are you on this?
I think that those scrappy underdogs will somehow put it together this season and make it to a bowl game. I do think that they may stub some toes this year. And so I am going to send them. I'll send them to the Gator Bowl.
Okay, I like it.
Enjoy Jacksonville.
I would like to send Clemson to the Fenway Bowl, so I'm sending them to the Fenway Bowl. How do they get there? I don't know, but I would like to believe that they do.
I'm going to send them. I guess they're making a bowl, and I am going to send them to the Pop-Tart Bowl because I remember Dabo getting fed Cheez-Its one year
Ooh, now you
by Prince Edward, and I want to see him being fed by whatever the Pop-Tart mascot from hell is.
it'd be like
Ooh, on a fainting couch?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
You need to take Clemson out of the wheel.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Yeah, it had the option after that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
So, all right, the
Okay,
next ACC team coming up.
So if,
I sped it up. Okay.
okay.
North Carolina.
All right.
Ooh.
And our question is...
You're not sounding the ticky 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 ticky
I don't hear
ticky
the
this time.
ticky-tickies.
Okay, I'll add it back in. Nope, I just pressed the wrong button. We are saying for them... Sorry, I missed it.
Nope.
Who is number 69?
Who is number
UNC
69
football
on North
roster.
Carolina? North Carolina roster. Who's going for it?
roster?
You get
Hey,
to
look,
listen to us Google race to get there first.
Yep,
Okay.
here we go. That would be Jarvis Hicks, offensive line. He's a redshirt freshman from Cartersville, Georgia. He is 295 and 6'6" and
Ooh.
3/4. We're fucking
Okay.
measuring people like they're fucking like third graders.
Asked and answered.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you get for your preview. You get number 69 North Carolina, and that's it.
Nice.
Nice.
Next up, Duke. I'm about to get rid of North Carolina too. Duke. And then our depth of discussion is would we move to this city? Why or why not?
Durham, North Carolina. Would you move to the city where Duke is? Why or why not?
Kamish?
I don't know. I've never had North Carolina barbecue. I've never been to the state of North Carolina.
We gotta go to the Outer Banks. Let's do an Outer Banks trip, guys.
Hmm.
Okay, sure.
I like Outer Banks.
Is that a show or something? I think so.
It could be.
Okay.
We could make it one.
Okay, sure.
You don't have an OBX sticker in your car?
No, I don't. So would I move to Durham, North Carolina? If I had a job that paid me well enough to live there, yes, I would.
Beth?
I found a Steak Fritz restaurant extremely quickly, and that's all I need. So yes, I would move there.
That girl.
I would consider it. I was in Raleigh for a previous job several years ago, and it was cool. And I would consider it if there was a compelling reason to move, but I wouldn't just up and move right now.
I would absolutely up and go right now because it's so fucking hot here. I need to go someplace where it's not quite as hot. Apparently, it doesn't include the Pacific Northwest right now. Seattle's like at 100.
Ugh.
That sounds awful.
Duke is done.
Next. We spent the correct amount of time talking about Duke football.
That's right.
Why is this one so long now?
I don't know. You keep messing with the settings. Who we got? Boston College. All right. What are we talking about, Boston College?
Everyone loves Boston College football.
We do.
Oh, shit.
No,
no,
that's
Will they exceed the Brian Ferentz line? 25 points per game.
I don't know.
What did they average last year?
I'm looking.
Right now, from just like rough back of envelope math,
Oh no!
I
Oh,
don't
it's
think they cleared
close.
it. I don't think they cleared it, and that includes a 44-0 loss to Notre Dame.
Boston College 2022, they were 3-9. Their points per game was 17.75. So
Yeah,
Oh no,
no, not
Yeah.
not close.
I don't
No.
think.
So we're going to say
I don't-
no on the Ferentz line for the Boston College Eagles.
It's
Are
going
they
to be
the,
close.
they the Golden Eagles?
Yes, they are.
Checking
Oh,
the
but
2023
this is more of a-
schedule for BC.
The Golden Eagles are Southern Miss, but okay.
Is it not? Is it Boston College? Aren't the Golden Eagles?
No, they're just the Eagles.
Oh, they're just the regular Eagles. Okay, never mind
Regular
that.
Eagles. That's all right. Take
Oh,
it.
they're
Oh,
just
they're
Golden-
playing Holy Cross. Why are they doing that? That's
Oh,
not
no.
going to go well.
The Sacred
Oh,
Cow.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yes.
Their non-con is NIU, Holy Cross, and Army.
Nope.
Don't
bad,
do this to
bad,
yourself,
bad.
BC. Love yourself.
We're all voting no on 25
Okay.
points per game for Boston College. All right. Sorry, Boston College. Next team. Syracuse.
And
Be funny if they got their question. We talk about their rivalry games only defined by Wikipedia.
I think
disappointed
Pitt
with how fast
Syracuse
we
is
autocorrect
technically
for this.
defined as a rivalry by Wikipedia.
there are
It
lots
would
of
make
weird ones
sense.
here.
Rivalries.
Boston College Syracuse rivalry. Ugh.
Ooh.
Pitt. Are they playing Colgate this year?
I don't think so.
So they have 5 rivalries listed: Boston College, Pitt, West Virginia, Penn State, and Colgate.
Which of those are they playing?
They are
this
playing
year?
Colgate this year. They play Colgate September 2nd.
Wow.
Yes. Toothpaste talk. Make it happen.
Okay.
Hey,
What is it called?
it's just called the Colgate Syracuse football rivalry.
Okay. We hope they beat Colgate.
Colgate was not great last year, but they look like they're going to turn around a little bit at least.
Wow, this series has happened since 1891 was the first game.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of these New England series are like, oh yeah, we've done this. There
Oh
was a
my-
gap, however, in this series, a 20-year gap between 61 and 81.
Do you believe that this series is tied overall 31-31 and 5?
Oh, this is it.
This
then.
is it.
That's it.
Oh my god. We got to hype this up. This is why we
Colgate,
do this.
now's your time.
Colgate takes the lead in the all-time series if they beat Syracuse. Do they play anybody else? I think they play Pitt and Boston College,
They
right?
play both Pitt and BC because the ACC has switched to pods, and we're all in a pod together.
Pods. 3 peas in a pod.
The Pittsburgh Syracuse rivalry has gone on since 1916, and this is when they're playing in the Bronx. That's right. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the
Mark
crazy
your
Yankee
calendars
Stadium.
now for Veterans Day.
Don't threaten our veterans like that.
How better to honor our veterans than Syracuse Pitt in Yankee Stadium for the 100th anniversary of games in Yankee Stadium, but the old Yankee Stadium doesn't exist anymore. It's a new Yankee Stadium. So this makes a whole bunch of sense. I love it.
Can I just say that, like, the fact that that West Virginia has the only trophy rivalry with Syracuse and doesn't get to play them anymore is yet another reason why realignment is dumb and stupid, and I hate it.
Okay,
There's a trophy?
read the name of the trophy right for the Syracuse.
It is named after legendary Syracuse coach Ben Schwartzwalder. It's the Schwartzwalder Trophy.
Okay, the trophy's actually pretty good. I'm dropping a link in our Discord chat. I mean, it's not like amazing. It's a football.
All right, so
It's a football with dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some dudes.
Dudes next to it. You got a coach, and then you got a dude. All right, that's it. Syracuse done.
You know what, Kamish? I was a little curious about how this would go. I'm really liking this kind of preview.
This
This is
perfect
digging.
for us.
Yeah.
Louisville. Louisville.
Eventually, you're going to learn to say it right.
Louisville. It's weird because I get mad when somebody can't say New Orleans. All right, we got to find out who the special teams coach is for Louisville or Louisville. Louisville.
Carl Maslowski.
Okay, does he have a Wikipedia page?
His LinkedIn comes up first, actually, and then there's a Sports Illustrated article about it. Carl Maslowski, special teams coordinator, outside linebacker, University of Louisville.
There's also Stu Holtz, who is a special teams coordinator.
I'm sorry.
How many do we have? Stu Holt. Sorry, one Holt, not a Holtz. There's
Okay,
only
thank
one
God. I
Holt.
was like, holy fuck, are there more of them?
We thought we were done.
Carl
maybe
Maslowski
he's
also
gone.
gets.
I don't know. It's very confusing.
He also gets the great email of Carl@go.com.
That's it. Just straight up Carl.
Yes, he's just Carl.
We got to email him. Hey Carl, how you doing?
I'm gonna have to bleep that.
There's
out.
also a Mark. We can email Mark.
Bleep out the email. Bleep it out.
Okay, I was gonna say
That's it,
apparently
done.
he went to Northern Michigan.
Sure.
Cool.
He played in the Superior
That's-
Dome. Awesome.
Oh, there you go. He's a
There you
dome
go.
man.
Florida State.
Are they still in the ACC? I didn't check this morning.
They
Oh.
are against their will. They're
gotta-
locked in with us.
Take it.
Oh, it's a hostage situation.
Jordan,
They
you
signed.
need to
They
take
signed
out
the
Florida
grant of
State
rights.
and
That's
go.
on them.
Take out Florida
One of these
State
days I'll learn.
and
One of these I'll
there you
remember to
go.
do that. Thank you.
There you go. All right, let's
And
talk
in-depth
about Florida State.
discussion.
Let's go.
Their punter
Talk
only.
about their punter. That's it. That's all we get here.
Florida State punter 2023.
Alex Mastromano is the punter?
Double check, make sure that's him. Yeah, it looks like it. He's also their primary holder.
Oh.
He's an Aussie.
All right. 6'1", 235 from Melbourne. He was the punter and primary holder in all 13 games. He averaged 41.8 yards per punt with 34 punts with a long of, I lost my spot here, a long of 53. So that's it. He had 5 punts of at least 50 yards. 14 punts landed inside the 20-yard line, and he forced a fair catch on 9 punts. He punted 6 total times between a 45-3 victory at Miami and a 38-3 win at Syracuse, dropping all 6 inside the 20-yard line.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Level.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
his
he's got
hair
a
is amazing.
mullet. It's beautiful.
Ooh,
Winner.
that is a very Floridian man, despite
I'm
the
trying-
fact that he's from
This is-
Australia.
I'm trying to figure out how old he is.
What is Australia if not the world's Florida?
He's a redshirt junior.
He's managed to have a He's managed to have a mullet that is all business.
It is. It's all business.
This is business in the front and business in the back.
So let's see here. Before Florida State, he was a multi-sport athlete who competed in Australian rules football, tennis, track and field, and he played for Collingwood in the Victorian Premier League. He helped lead Brighton to back-to-back APS premierships, scored nearly 35 goals for Brighton, nominated for the 2017 VAFA Rising Star Award. He joined Brighton's under-19 team as a junior at Brighton. So that's 2017 under-19.
Okay, so he's
Do
not
some math.
he's not one of the super old.
Not the
punters,
Super
like
Bowl. So
30.
he's late 20s. There's your punter for Florida State, and that is their preview.
Next up, we have Virginia.
Virginia, the Cavs. What are we talking about? The Cavs here.
Oh,
Oh.
Christ!
Go to hide choice. Oh, or done.
No, not
it's
this one.
Done here. Not on this one. Yes. Okay. So the question that they got is the Syracuse question: is Virginia good?
No, they're not good.
No.
With the circumstances last year, what occurred, we hope for a magical season this year. They were not great last year. They have a lot of transfers in and out. I'm going to say probably not, but we hope for the best.
Their first game is at Tennessee.
Oh,
Sorry, versus Tennessee at Nissan Stadium.
oy. Why?
And then they host James Madison. That's 1 and 2, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Pick Girl, you're muted, so I can't hear your.
That is a oh no, Virginia, make better decisions and be kinder to yourself, because that is
No.
you're looking at maybe 0 and 2. Don't do this.
It's okay though, because their FCS game is William and Mary,
Oh Jesus.
who was running up big points last year as well, and I think took out an FC.
They took out
an FBS
Charlotte last year,
Yep, they
and they
did.
beat them by like 17 last
Mhm.
year. Yes. So we're going to say tentatively, is Virginia good? No, not right now.
The beatings will continue until the Cavaliers improve.
I like that. The Cavaliers. Past the Cavaliers.
NC State.
NC State next. Here we go. Record prediction only.
Only.
8 and 4. 8 and 4.
Oh, yes, I haven't looked at the team.
Don't
I haven't
look
even
at the
looked
schedule. Just
You
record
don't need
prediction
to look
only.
at the. You don't
Right,
need to look at the
7-5.
schedule. It's
7-5.
UNC. Or I'm sorry, it's NC State. It's always 8 and 4.
7 and 5.
What you got, Beth?
It's a compelling case. I'll go with 8 and 4.
9 and 3.
Oh,
Ooh.
Whoa. Spicy.
Oh
This is
You
spicy
looked at the
meatball.
schedule and saw VMI,
no,
didn't you?
I didn't. I haven't looked at the schedule. I'm just.
that's
I just wanted to be
versus
different.
VI. That's versus VMI on the CW.
Oh,
Just seeing that on Wikipedia, being like, "Oh, this is on the CW." Love it.
tonight the Keydets on a very special episode on the CW.
The Keydets does sound like a fucking CW show. They're at UConn for their opener, by the way,
Okay. At
on a
UConn?
Thursday. On a Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
Why are you? What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Ready your posting fingers for Thursday, August 31st, because the
Let's
Sickos
go.
committee is going to be there in spirit. Let me tell you what.
Oh yeah, we're there.
Also
The heart-
fun is that their homecoming game is Clemson.
Oh, no.
So,
Listen,
Why doesn't
heart
anybody
wants
in the
what it
ACC love themselves? Jesus Christ.
and this is probably the best conference to start with the spinning, and it randomly decided.
the BDSM conference.
Next,
All right,
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, the Hokies. What do we got here? I'm curious. We talk about the rivalry games.
This podcast is designed to make me angry.
Well, we know about the Black Diamond Trophy.
Who doesn't? I have a shirt about that. Thanks, Homefield.
Don't you still have the Black Diamond right now, West Virginia?
We do. We'll have it forever now.
Ooh, VMI is one of their rivalry games.
Oh,
Sure, it absolutely is.
I don't think they're playing them this year.
okay.
No, Keydets.
Okay, here we have Virginia, West Virginia, Miami. Really?
Is there a name?
Georgia Tech? It's the Miami Virginia Tech football rivalry.
Come on, Wikipedia, you got to do better. This is why it's sickos though, because it's Wikipedia's rivalry.
The first time I played that one was in '53.
That's 3. I'm sorry. They have 6 rivals defined by Wikipedia, which is insane. Boston College?
Yeah, that's.
I would like to nominate a 7th or potentially replace Boston College because Virginia Tech opens with Old Dominion.
Oh,
we gotta stop doing that, guys. We gotta stop doing that. You need to push the reset button on that one.
This one is at least in Blacksburg, right?
It is in Blacksburg,
okay, all right,
yes.
That's good. Hopefully nobody gets stuck in the elevator in Blacksburg.
ODU just has their number, and it's just not great.
It's very funny as an external observer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's great.
The rivalry with Georgia Tech, it's called the Tecmo Bowl. I love it.
Or the Battle of the Techs.
No, it's the Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl.
No, sorry.
They've only met 19 times, and we're calling this a rivalry.
Their first meeting was in 1990, and then there was a 14-year gap. Whoever put this in there, thank you so much. Tecmo Bowl, love it. This is fantastic. So their rivals, I'll read them off to you. Which, defined by Wikipedia. Virginia, of course, we are aware of that one. The Black Diamond with West Virginia. The Virginia Tech Miami, no name. The Tecmo Bowl with Georgia Tech. And then Boston College rivalry. And then the Keydets. This is a Keydets heavy podcast so far.
Who knew? Who knew we were going heavy on the Keydets tonight?
We're talking about the ACC, and it's the Keydets. On to the next team. It's Georgia Tech.
And
the other half of the Tecmo Bowl.
Would you coach this team?
Would you coach Georgia Tech?
Oh, hell yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I 100% would do that.
Yes. Yeah. I would take that sweet Waffle House money anytime.
Look, if I learned nothing from watching Georgia Tech of the last 20 years, I learned you can do literally anything there and keep your job. I can do all of my crazy ideas. This is going to be great.
We're going to run the single wing. Well, fuck the triple option. We're running Power I.
Fuck that. We're running the veer.
No, we're running the T formation to put the T back in tech. I would coach this team. Commish. That's right. Hire commish. We're putting the T back in tech. Take that, Georgia. Next team. Wake Forest.
What do we talk about?
Here? Record prediction only for Wake.
Now they lost. Lost Sam
Hartman,
but he's also without a rib now, so maybe he wasn't good. Maybe that was why they got rid of him. Mm-hmm. The only time I think about people losing ribs, I think about Marilyn Manson, and that's the issue I have.
Well, how did that spread? How did that spread in the 90s? Like everybody had the same Marilyn Manson.
Everyone knew that.
Rib. How did that happen?
It spread the same way that the cool ass spread. It just was there, spreading.
It took me a second for you. I think you were saying cool S and not cool ass.
Yeah, no.
I was like, what the fuck is the cool ass?
No, the cool S.
The cool S, like everybody knew how to draw the same
Mm-hmm.
S. But at first I thought she was saying cool ass.
Okay, I'm not looking at Wake's schedule.
I'm going 7-5 for Wake. 7-5. They make like the Military Bowl.
Yeah, their non-con schedule is reasonably favorable. They play Elon, Vandy, and Old Dominion in the non-con, and Notre Dame.
Oh, revenge game.
I'm saying 6-6. This is the purgatory season.
6-6, and they go to like the Wasabi Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like welcome to God's waiting room, Wake Forest.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Leaning 7-5. I feel like they could find 7 wins here, but I guess we'll find out.
Mish, what crazy thing did you just say?
What?
What did you say about their your prediction?
I just said 7-5. It feels like they're going to the Military Bowl. It's what it feels like. The last 2 teams in the ACC, I love it.
Miami.
The Hurricanes. Last team. Second to last team. We talk about their rivalry games.
Why do we keep getting that one? We have like 14 different questions and we keep getting that one.
All right, so Miami.
Because
Miami
it
football
knows
team.
because this podcast understands how mad we all are about the Big East breaking up.
We are. It does that. All right, so
I mean, this is simple. Florida State, Florida, Virginia Tech, and Nebraska.
What the
So say
fuck?
Wikipedia.
so Florida State, Miami, of course. That's right. They've been playing forever. You know, the wide rights, wide lefts, the block kicks. Miami leads that series 35-32. The Florida Miami rivalry, where they don't play each other anymore. It was formerly awarded the Seminole War Canoe Trophy, which we need to bring that back. Miami leads that series 29-27.
They're bringing that back in 2024, by the way.
Perfect. And then the Virginia Tech Miami rivalry. This article says needs additional citations for verification.
Am I on the wrong page? Because I'm on the Miami football team page. Are we somewhere else?
I'm at Wikipedia.
That's what I'm at. I'm on the
Okay.
Miami Hurricanes football.
What are you saying?
I'm seeing Georgia, Tennessee, Florida State, LSU, Auburn, Miami, and Alabama. Oh wait, nope, I've really screwed this up.
I was gonna say there is a 0% chance that Miami Auburn is a thing.
If it was, oh my god.
I've managed to find Miami, so that's where I am tonight.
So the Miami Nebraska football rivalry, I'm like, man, they couldn't have played that many times. They've played 12 times. The series is tied 6-6. Their first game was in 1951, then 1953, 1962, 75, 76, then the crazy bowl games, 84, 89, 92, 95, 2002.
Yeah, an awful lot of those rivalry games being played in January.
Yeah, right.
A lot of bowl games there. The logo has the U for the Miami and then the N, so you can just call that the UN rivalry.
Well, like that.
I like that.
The model UN.
Perfect.
I'm gonna spin for the last team here.
team in the ACC. Who could it be?
It's Pitt.
It's Pitt.
Yay!
What do we get for Pitt here? Don't pick
Saving
these-
the best team for the last.
God damn it. We talk about the rivalry games.
talk
I did
Spinning
not
wheel
like
is
it.
weighted.
we may need to remove that choice, but you know.
I will.
Specifically here to make me angry.
So I
Hey,
guess
we
there is-
play Cincinnati this year too.
So yeah, I'm seeing Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Penn State, Syracuse, and West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, we play all of those except for Penn State this year. Party hard.
The River City rivalry.
Love it.
Oh, has a name to
We
it.
got that for
Yeah,
you.
there's
I'm
a
sure it'll
trophy
go
too.
great.
You
Yeah,
know
there's
about the
the-
paddle wheel trophy?
The riverboat thing.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
It's an awesome
Yeah,
one.
Isn't that one missing?
No, it's just in dormancy because we haven't played Cincinnati for a while. We need to start tweeting at whichever university currently has custody of it about how much it weighs.
The
Yes.
first.
By the way, the weight is in the Wikipedia.
Oh, excellent.
Weighs 95 pounds.
Wow.
46 inches tall. It's a big boy.
The first game in the series was played in 21.
Like this trophy, if this trophy fought the land grant trophy would be in little tchotchke pieces.
The paddle wheel trophy itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've only played this game 12 times.
Oh yeah.
That's
Mhm.
You said they started in 21, so in 100 years, they've
There was a gap between 22 and 79.
just a little gap.
But it's got a really good trophy, so it's real.
It is all right. Perfect.
I didn't realize the Pitt Notre Dame rivalry was so lopsided. Notre Dame leads that series 50-21-1.
Boy.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that. Pitt had a lot of good years back in the day. I assumed those years like
so Pitt's historic schedules differ a lot from their even 1990s schedules. Ohio State is still Pitt's third most frequently played historic air quotes rival, even though we haven't played them since 2000 or somewhere thereabouts. That series is also super lopsided as far as I can remember, but it's a thing.
I did not realize that the last game you guys played against Penn State was the 100th meeting.
Mhm.
Penn State leads that one 53-43-4.
That's close.
Penn State schedule another home and home, you cowards.
Oh, calling out James Franklin.
There is the
Good for us.
Syracuse rivalry,
Yeah.
which Pitt
Mhm.
leads.
Yep.
And the West Virginia rivalry, which let's see here.
Oh, Pitt leads.
The backyard
Pitt
brawl.
leads, yeah. 62-40-3, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The last result, however, was why is this page so weird? The last result was of course, Pitt's win 38-31 over West Virginia.
Last year.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's let me see. It's a weird one because if you look at the 13th time this game was played, it was 40-0 Pitt, but the 9th time it was 10-0 Pitt. That's weird.
I hate you.
So weird. I love
Wait.
you.
Wait. So the 9th time it played, Pitt was called WUP. Whoop.
Mhm.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
What was that? Western University of Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Whoop.
There it was.
All right. On to our G5 conference. preview. Let's see
All right,
here.
let's go G5 conference.
G5 conference. Here we go.
If I get Independence, I'm going to scratch it. This one left on long. Oh my god, it's so long.
And you cursed it.
Oh god.
Now we got to do it.
Hide the.
Okay, fine. We'll do the Independence tonight.
It's the Independents. All the teams who are independent.
Let me get that list up.
Throw your hands up at me. There's only 4 teams, so this would be good.
Army, Notre Dame, UConn, and UMass.
There was more last year, but not anymore.
Because they got sent to an actual.
There's a conference.
It's still more people than are in the Pac-12.
Same number. Same
Same
number
right now.
Oh,
Beth.
the same. Oh no.
We're tied.
Same
I'm
number,
sorry.
Beth.
Ooh, merger.
Merger.
Oh god, that. Why the fuck did you say that?
Sometimes we can put things out into the universe.
UMass.
How mad? Think about how mad the Big Ten would be. That would be fun.
We're talking UMass,
UMass?
folks.
And
What's the question? Don't ask me about the rivalries spinning wheel.
no, fuck that. We're not
All right,
doing that.
hide that
Roll-
choice.
spinning
No
again.
more rivalries. Hide that choice.
See this shit again.
We rate their
We rate their
mascot,
mascot 1 to
1
10.
out of 10. All right.
So is it we're talking about the actual costume mascot
Yes.
or just the mascot in general?
So we're discussing Sam the Minuteman.
Sam the Minuteman.
Let me find
Sam
him.
the Minuteman. Yes.
He has massive like.
Oh,
Oh
I don't
my
like
God.
I don't like him.
The caucasity of this mascot. Hold on. Wait. I found the right image. No. We're going with this one.
I don't.
Behold the caucasity.
Oh god, that's
Just
along
white-
with the Patriot.
White
oh.
dude mascots hanging
Oh,
out.
I don't like any of this. No, I don't like this.
Oh man, the Sam the Minuteman is giving you the wink and the gun.
Yeah, and him with the Patriot. That's hey, found something even more horrific. Found a group photo. I'm gonna drop in the chat.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is Sam the Minuteman with a bunch of other fucking frightening mascots. That is the George Washington Colonial, the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, the Demon Deacon, the Providence Friar, and Purdue Pete.
Oh my.
Fuck everything in this image.
Why are they holding the deacon like that?
I don't know. I don't fucking know, but I hate this.
It's like George Washington's about to eat him.
All the white dude
It's also a
mascots.
sacrifice.
Why?
All right.
Mhm.
And also, where was Sparty
No
when this
idea.
picture was taken? He took the picture.
He's
Never
Greek.
mind.
He's Greek, too ethnic.
Oh
I
God.
of the current version of Sam the Minuteman, oh my god, I just noticed that you look through his teeth.
Yeah.
You can see he's got that netting there. I know
You
this
look
is
through
like
his teeth.
this is like 2 out of 10 for me.
His eyebrows say, "I'm going to take your phone number and stalk you after our date."
Yep.
No.
Oh,
No.
what's that rating then?
It is like, what is a number that is less than 1 that I can use?
Before, hey, take your pick. You have the number line to work with. Work with it.
Oh God, we are an asymptote. This is the limit as it approaches 0.
Okay, Kamish.
I've seen worse. There are worse mascots. Sam the Minuteman. I mean, he's the new version got the good eyebrows. I'm a big fan of the eyebrows.
I'm not.
I love
No.
them because I can do the same thing with my eyebrows. Just a little bit of the rock with the eyebrows. They're squiggly. He's got the wink and the gun, reminding me of my uncle who does the wink and the gun. I'm gonna give him a 5, straight 5,
Good for you. Good for
straight
you.
5. And
Okay, next.
Can I get a PFA against a mascot?
it's Notre Dame.
If we get the rivalry page,
gonna
I'm gonna fucking
die.
throw things.
Oh, it's the
Syracuse question.
That's right.
Is Notre Dame good? I hope so, because I really like their coach. Oh, Pit Girl, you're back. We dropped the UMass mascot in the chat. I need you to rate him 1 to 10 just on vibes alone.
Give him like a 7.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
very high.
wow.
Very high.
Beth was looking for a restraining order.
Yeah, I mean it's like. So is 10 good, or are we just measuring the strength of the vibe?
I rated him the limit as we approach 0.
Okay.
Like I gave him a 2 out of 10 because he really looks questionable. Also, there's a picture of him with the Patriots mascot, which might be the whitest thing on earth. Also, there's a group picture of him with the Providence Friar and Purdue Pete, and I'm just so horrified that I can't.
Yeah, the vibe is very strong. When I say 7, it's that the vibe is very strong, not
Gotcha.
necessarily that it's good.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, so this is like the most mascot.
Yes.
He is very mascot.
It is an extremely mascot. Okay.
Hmm.
I can respect that.
Rate it
I
how
was
you
gonna
want.
be like, oh, let's talk about Notre Dame's non-conference schedule. They do draw Ohio State this year.
Mm.
They draw USC this year, like always. Stanford. Clemson as well. This is a rough schedule for Notre Dame,
So
honestly.
the question is,
Mhm.
is Notre Dame good?
I think they are, but you will not see it in their
Yeah,
results.
So like secondary question, will it matter?
So they're good, not great.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Yeah, I'll put
probably
them in the
not
Hall
going
of
to, I mean,
Fame.
well, they're not playing Marshall, but I don't see them having the like, oh my God, Notre Dame lost to Marshall thing going on this season.
I forgot about that. I forgot
Oh,
about
that was so good. It
forgot about
I
that.
forget this
was
stuff.
immensely satisfying.
Oh,
Especially
no.
because Marshall turned around and like lost a really stupid game
To
immediately
Bowling
after.
Green
Can
the week after.
I interest you in Central Michigan visiting South Bend
Yep.
Oh,
on
yes.
September 16th at 2:30?
Yes, you can.
The Chips.
Also,
And
it's on Peacock.
Peacock.
Proud as a peacock.
They,
Is that
Caw-caw.
right, Jenna Baloney? No, rock joke, sorry.
I'm going to say they're good, just not great.
I'll buy that for $1.
That's right.
Yeah. That seems right for Notre Dame.
2 more independents remain.
Uh,
UConn.
our beloved Huskies, and I say that actually completely honestly.
Let's see what they say.
It's somehow going to ask us for rivalries because they were in the Big East.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Rate
Rate them
UConn
sickos.
a sicko's warning, watch, or advisory for the season.
UConn's sort of inherently sickos watch, just by nature,
Yes.
I think.
Do we think they can get to a warning this year? Because it was kind of a warning last year when they were fighting for bowl eligibility. Can they do that again?
I think they get back to a bowl.
Whoa.
They get back to a bowl because they draw FIU. They have at Rice, at Boston College. Sacred Heart is 4, UMass is 5, and then a pick'em of like Utah State maybe or South Florida. There's 6 wins here.
Maybe.
So you're calling
I'm
them a warning? Or
I'm gonna go a warning because I think they're gonna end up as that last like bowl spot again. What bowl did they go to last year?
the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Right. So they'll go to one of those. Yeah, they'll go to a bowl where basically everyone's like, I guess we got to pick someone, and it'll be them.
I want you all to close your eyes. We're going to do a visualization exercise.
Okay, I like
want
that.
you to imagine the Yukon Huskies. And now I want you to tell me what you hear whenever I say the words, in his second year, Jim Mora expands the playbook. This is a warning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's UConn. It's almost like an automatic sickos warning every year for UConn football. It is done. That we are on high alert as the sickos committee. And there is always a sickos warning, almost always, for UConn, no matter who they play. If it's against Yale, it's a warning. If it's against FIU, definitely a warning.
We're gonna need, by the way, to start working on being able to stream the Sacred Heart game because it's currently listed as only being available on WFSB, which is Hartford's CBS station.
I mean, maybe our sponsors with NordVPN could help us out there.
I don't know that going to Moldova is going to help us get Hartford CBS,
I mean,
but hey, why not?
Can you VPN to Hartford
I don't know.
or New Haven, Connecticut?
It was their game against. I think their game against Central Connecticut last year was also.
Yeah, it was on
Last
that
year
level.
that was on Fox. It was on Fox 61 or CW20.
Yeah, it was horrible.
We were already watching. Oh, I remember because the problem was the score bug.
Yeah, it was awful.
Score bug looked like they had either like negative points or something. I remember this.
Yeah, it was so messed up, and I cannot wait for it again.
I can't believe we're pretending we wouldn't VPN this to Mystic, Connecticut, of all places.
Right.
That is true. I forgot Mystic. And lastly, Army salute.
The Black Knights. What do they want to know about Army?
Number
All right.
69 on Army. Look it
All
up.
right, there's the Army football roster is somebody number 69.
Scrolling.
Do they have a
I-
69?
Pronunciation guide, thank God. Matthew Adoge,
Where's he from?
Yeah,
who is from Swanee, Georgia,
Okay,
went to Peachtree Ridge High School.
okay.
He is 6'4". He's a junior offensive lineman, and he is 325
Oh
pounds.
my God. For Army?
big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, for Army.
He's a big boy.
And he is majoring in law and legal studies. Love it.
Thank you, Army roster website, for actually giving us like things to click on that I can hear and
Yes.
hear what their pronunciations. That's super useful.
And clearly in the voice of that person, which I love so much. Like, please everyone do this.
Well, guys, that was our first toe dip into our preseason previews. I like this. This is going to work well for
Yeah.
us. Good job, Kamish.
Perfect. So the Super Sicko Spinning Selection Season Preview Forecast, known as the 5 SPF, will continue So we've already eliminated the ACC. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. And we did the Independents. So we got 8 conferences to go, and we'll be doing those in the upcoming episodes.
Let's do. We'll skip the vodka thing.
We'll skip Iowa State. I forgot I even had that in there.
Let me plug a few things before we go on to our final best season of all time. First off, we have the Sickos Committee Patreon and Discord. For $5 a month, you can come yell at us, but you also get to hear Kamish's Great Kamish's Corner. This last one that he did with Beth, where he read literally the entire play-by-play for the 1939 Texas Tech centenary game, was great. 77 punts, and trying to hear them in real time, try to figure out how good these punts were, was great. I had a blast listening to the edit. It's like 45 minutes. Listening to it on double speed, it's great though.
Seriously, once we hit the fourth quarter, I was just like, I was done.
Yep.
I mean,
it was like 1 a.m. your time.
The thing
that's
1 a.m. like Beth's time, but like the thing that really got me is when we got to the 48th punt, and then it was the first fair catch. I was like, what the fuck? They could have done that the whole time.
Nope, we're returning these things.
We're returning this shit.
Bonkers.
That's it.
Yeah, I did. Y'all, I did that podcast, and I woke up 4 hours later and did 9 hours of band camp.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy. We also have our merch store at sickos-committee.sellfy.store. Starting September 1, we'll have some of our winter and fall gear up too, so if you want a hoodie or things like that, you should absolutely get that. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcasts. They always head to the places that we cannot imagine going into because, good God, it's insane. Something new this time, we want to plug the Bits of Broken Chair Trophy, their charity at brokenchairtrophy.com. This is the rivalry trophy between Minnesota and Nebraska, and they're doing some charity work right now. And if you'd like to donate,
it's great.
Please do.
You donate. It's an awesome event, and they asked us to help them plug it. But it's a great event that goes to a couple of different great causes on both sides. You can even do the spite donation. So if you hate either one, and donate to the opponent. So it's a lot of fun, and they asked us to plug it for them. And again, it's an awesome trophy. It's a broken chair. So it's not like an official rivalry trophy, but they're trying to make it there, and we love the trophy. They need to weigh it for us still. They still haven't done that, but we'll get that information soon enough.
This was a Reddit thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is an RCFP thing originally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we have our Sickos YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. Things will be going up all season long. Our Substack is still going. We're releasing a bunch right now because we're doing previews. This is our Sickos Committee Weather Travel Forecast Master Almanac Notebook. This Monday, we have the Missouri Valley Football Conference for FCS.
Sorry. Last week, we had the Missouri Valley Football Conference. We had the NAC, the Patriot League, and then we had the MEAC and SWAC. Coming out Monday, which will be, the day past. Monday, we're going to have the Southland Conference. Then we'll be having the SoCon, the Pioneer, the UAC, the UAC. And then I think I really want to do, there's only one independent, so I want to do like
by itself.
By itself. I'll just do the independent by itself, and I'll throw that out there. At some point this week, subscribe. It's free. Also, the potato chip ratio, we have some of the graphics available for it. It is written, ready to go, and I cannot wait because this is, I don't know.
It's great.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It was just so much. I don't know why I did this.
It was just so much.
I don't know why I did this. And I just hope you enjoy it. I don't know why I did it. I just hope you enjoy it.
And lastly, our favorite clothing brand that we all wear, Homefield Apparel. Yes, ha ha ha, yes, 3 hots for 15% off your first order. Make sure you get your stuff now for the season so you have it to wear for week 0. If you need some warm, comfy pants, get those. If you need a hoodie, their hoodies are some of the softest I've ever worn. And also, this week, they are having a new school and a small refresh. The small refresh, Nebraska volleyball gets started this week. And so they have some Nebraska volleyball gear. And they're adding the University of Illinois Chicago Flames with some very cool 70s and 80s retro gear that I'm really enjoying. So check them out. Offer code yes, ha ha ha, yes for 15% off your first order. Did you guys see the 4 Jayhawks shirts?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Let me drop that real fast for you guys to
Good
see
stuff.
it. For this past week for the Kansas refresh, I'm not a Kansas person, but I do love the Jayhawk. I love all the different versions of the Jayhawk. and they literally have a shirt with like my 4 favorite versions, including Leggy Jayhawk, which is my favorite.
Oh, you like the Jayhawk legs?
I love them gams.
Love
That's what you say, right?
I am also a big fan of the leggy boy.
Leggy boy.
Leggy boy.
Dropping in the chat. This is just the front of the shirt. The Leggy Boy is so very good. It also has the very angry one and the very sad one.
That is very
all
good.
his phases, yes.
Slammin' jammin'. Jayhawks. Love it.
There are 4 inside you. There are 4 Jayhawks.
I appreciate the fact that the leg angle is pretty constant across. Like, you know, in DCI weekend, it makes me feel good inside.
It feels like the Radio City Rockettes, but Kansas Jayhawks.
I mean, the leggy one is the other. The other 3 would not fucking cut it as Rockettes. Okay.
No. They definitely can't kick high enough.
No, they can't.
No, they're crossing their legs on a bench, and that's fine. It's good to just be there sometimes.
Well, folks, we've come to part 41 of Bosatwa Ab 500 at our best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time, and we saved the most important one for last. Kamish,
That's right.
Tell us the story.
The finale. Louisiana Monroe, baby.
This is gonna go like the Game of Thrones finale.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go
Sometimes.
awful. Everybody's gonna unsubscribe for everything here. But no,
Kamish is legitimately worried about telling this story, so I'm just giving him shit to make him feel bad.
Yeah,
in
pretty
case our
much.
listeners are wondering.
just like I was like, I'm kind of nervous, man. This is the finale. We gotta cap it off good. This is like part 41 of 41. We've had some amazing stories. I
We are
mean,
Breaking Bad.
this is. I think like the before Iowa, after Iowa State one was amazing.
Mhm.
There was a lot of good stuff. Like the one that we started off with, the New Mexico State one, where I had the random song by America, Magic in the Desert. There's been a lot of great stories we told, and this is the last one that we're going to tell. Next year, I believe we're going to do the worst season of all time for teams who are above 600 all time. We're going to do that, so we have that planned out already. But this is the best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time. It is the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. Want to give a couple shout outs to some teams in their past. Want to give a shout out to the 1935 National Junior College Champions of ULM. They were 7-0-1, and they won the State Junior College Championship. So when you look in Malone Stadium and you see National Champions 1935, that it was from that year. So I had trouble finding stuff, but Jordan was able to find some stuff for me. I was like, man,
Yeah, I found a couple of things. I had to go back to it was at Ouachita Junior College.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they claimed that championship, which is great. They got crowned. I got newspaper articles for it. I'm like, perfect. So they have a national title. I want to give a shout out to ULM in 1993, their last year of FCS football. They went 10-3. Also want to give a plug to the 2012 ULM team who was 8-5, where they upset number 8 Arkansas and OT. They nearly beat Baylor and Auburn that year too. And they made their only bowl game that year. Unfortunately, Frank Solich did not care about that and obliterated them in the Independence Bowl. So the best season of all time for the ULM Warhawks, I am going to call them the NLU, Northeast Louisiana, because that's what they were known as at the time. I am not going to mention their mascot because it is not good. Really here, 1987, it was a drama-filled season with close calls, nail-biting wins, some big comebacks. Also, they played 15 straight weeks of football without a bye.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, gas, no
Just look at the
breaks.
schedule, because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, there had to be a bye in here somewhere. I can't find one.
They played 5 games in October.
Yes, I can't find a bye. And
Football
then they had
will continue until morale improves.
I mean, it did, and morale did improve after this one. So,
Luckily, they got to play all of their playoff games at home.
Yes.
They were that good. That was super helpful.
it was very helpful. If they had the travel, I don't know how this would have worked out. They were coached by Pat Collins, who actually played football at their rival Louisiana Tech from 1960 to 62.
Ooh.
He was an assistant coach at Louisiana Tech for their Division II national titles between 1971 through 1973. I think they won back-to-back. But we're not here to talk about Louisiana Tech. 1986, I'm going to give it a little background. NLU was picked to win the Southland Conference in 1986. They started the season ranked number 10 by Sports Illustrated. Head coach Pat Collins had already established NLU as a national contender and embraced the preseason expectations surrounding his 6th year. The hype went unfulfilled, and NLU finished 5-6. Its first losing season in 4 years. Can you imagine they had a losing season? And
Imagine.
4 years without a losing season for ULM nowadays? I'd take that in a heartbeat. Despite leading the Southland in total defense and finishing 9th nationally, they still were 5-6. The end result forced Collins to take a long look at the program and make some tough decisions coming up to the 1987 season. I want to give a shout out to Adam Hunsucker. I believe he follows us, but he wrote an oral history of ULM's national title 30 years after the fact in the Monroe News Star. I have it linked here in the doc. It was called The Team of Destiny.
It's so good.
Nice.
It is really good. So I'm going to give a shout out to him. It's fantastic. I use some quotes from this, so I'm going to toggle in and out of this. I did a lot of my own research along with some stuff from Adam, which, I mean, fantastic oral history of it, because they almost go game to game with this, and they talk with Pat Collins, the head coach. They talk with the quarterback, Stan Humphries. You may know Stan Humphries as the only quarterback in NFL history to take the San Diego Chargers to the Super Bowl. Can you believe that?
There have been so many that had the opportunity.
There have been so many that had the opportunity to take them, but Stan Humphries, the only one. He also won a Super Bowl with the Washington football team before he became the Chargers quarterback. Also, there's some quotes from Scott Tubbs, the linebacker, Tommy Jackson, a tight end, and then Bob Lane, the quarterback's coach. So to set this up here for you, I'm going to give you a little background about the offense that NLU used to run at the time. The offensive coordinator was Willie Reagan. He coached at Monroe's Neville High School off of Forsyth Avenue. Shout out to Monroe if you know what I'm talking about. He was named the offensive coordinator alongside Carr and Lane, and he brought something called the one-back offense to NLU. At the time, the one-back offense was in its infancy, and NLU became one of just a handful of teams running it. The one-back was tailor-made for NLU's personnel. Jeff Steele and Henry SICKO Richard were versatile enough to line up in the slot or at tailback behind fullback Tommy Miniville. There weren't any burners on the outside, but Humphries had several dependable targets in Jackson, Jones, Mike Manzullo, and sophomore tight end Jackie Harris, a future NFL All-Pro. Before the season began, there was a scheduling quirk created by Arkansas State, Lamar, and Louisiana Tech's departure from the Southland Conference, adding an interesting dynamic to NLU's national title season. Arkansas State and Tech were designated as conference games, a move Collins called a raw deal at Southland Conference Media Day, which added league implications to the season opener against their hated rivals, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Arkansas State, Lamar, and La Tech left the conference, but the Southland was like, no, Arkansas State and La Tech still count as conference games. Lamar does not.
So they were independent, I guess? Would they go independent at that point?
Yes. And then again, when you play your bitter rival, you probably don't play them to start the year. Very few people do. You know, I know West Virginia and Pitt did that last year. Most of the time it's reserved for the end of the year. So the first game of the season, we're just going to go straight to the schedule here. It's ULM, and they're at Louisiana Tech in Ruston. So they drive basically 35 miles to the west. Percy Sims, their equipment manager, played the song, "How Much Is That Doggy in the Window?" over and over.
Okay.
So after listening to that for a solid week, they wanted to go out and knock some heads. Collins' record against Louisiana Tech, his alma mater, stands alongside the national title as his coaching masterpiece. NLU was 6-2 against Louisiana Tech under Collins, and who played for the guy that they named the stadium after. And he coached under Maxie Lambright during the rivalry's most intense stretch of games. Pat Collins said, "What I tried to do is get our kids to understand we weren't going to beat Tech because we hated them. That wasn't enough. We had to respect them because when they came rolling down that hill, they were coming to kick the crap out of us, and I knew that."
Good to know that. A lot of teams think that pure hatred will get you a win.
No. NLU went to Ruston, and they beat the shit out of Louisiana Tech. So how much is that doggy in the window? It was 44-7.
Jesus.
In front of a record crowd at the time, nearly 25,000 fans in Ruston. Stan Humphries threw for over 300 yards, while kicker Teddy Garcia became the school's all-time leading scorer in that game.
Holy crap.
That's insane.
I just want to read this article because it's probably never going to happen again. 25,000 people packed Joe Elliott Stadium Saturday night, setting a record for the largest crowd to watch a rerun. For the fifth straight season, Northeast Louisiana defeated Louisiana Tech on the football football field, but never in more resounding fashion than this 44-7 whipping. Either you expect it or you can't believe it. I'm just going to leave that one there. There is an article from the ULM yearbook, or the NLU yearbook. It says, in NLU tradition, dogs impounded in front of a record crowd. So here's a quote from marketing sophomore. I actually thought Tech would have a better team since they wanted tougher competition, but I guess I was wrong.
Oh
my gosh.
Jesus.
Haymakers only mode has been unlocked.
That's right. So they're 1-0. Next week, they go to play Southwest Texas State. And, that's now known as Texas State.
They didn't do, oh my God. It was the exact.
And they did it again. They beat Southwest Texas State's ass. In San Marcos, on the road, 44-7.
I thought it was a typo.
No,
Me too.
Northeast does a 44-7 instant replay. 2-0. Moving on, back home, the home opener in Malone Stadium against Nichols.
Wait, can I just say that South Texas had more first downs than NLU?
Didn't matter.
But all those were for touchdowns.
Look how many fumbles Southwest Texas State had, by the way.
Oh, 5 and lost 5.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Jesus.
NLU had 3 fumbles, lost 2, but it didn't matter.
That was in San Marcos. God bless.
In San Marcos. So their next game at home against Nichols. After that big win against Southwest Texas State, they moved up to 3 in the polls. Home against Nichols, they set a record for penalties in the game that they incurred. So they had 13 penalties for 105 yards, and they still managed to beat Nichols 26-14. The main thing that allowed them to win was a 4th down fake punt. The fake punt raced for 55 yards on 4th and 1 and got the decisive touchdown early in the 4th quarter. After that game, they moved up to rank 2, and they were on the road again in Natchitoches, Louisiana, against the Northwestern State Demons.
Ooh, Natchitoches.
That's right.
Nacogdoches.
That's right. This is kind of when that Team of Destiny starts to show its head a little bit here.
Okay.
Because there was some craziness that happened in this game, and I don't necessarily know what happened with the coach. Northwestern head coach Sam Goodwin didn't really believe it was necessary to attempt a field goal when his Demons had a 31-27 lead and 4th and 3 at NLU's 15 late in the 4th quarter.
You fucking kidding me?
He wasn't sure his team still had a chance after he couldn't break a tackle on a 39-yard gain that put NLU at Northwestern's 48 with 6 seconds left. Stan Humphries rolled out the pass and heaved the ball in the middle of the end zone. It was tipped up in the air, and it was caught by Jackie Harris. Hail Mary to win. NLU gets the win. Last play of the game in Natchitoches. They win 33-31.
Why would you not just, oh my God.
I don't know. Why did it kick a field goal? There's a lot more weird coaching stuff that happens here, but this is FCS at the time, and nobody's really second-guessing these folks, except the local newspaper.
Why does your playbook just have 6 pages that say "we" across them?
Just says "fuck it, we ball" across 2 pages.
So
we do in fact ball.
That's right. So there's a headline in the paper. It says the miracle meant to be for NLU, and then it says destiny is calling me, and then I have to sing it, Mr. Brightside. Jackie Harris, the one that caught the pass, says this proves without a doubt NLU now 4-0, their best start since 1978, are a team of destiny. He says we must be the grinning hero of the day over the crowd in NLU's noisily jubilant locker room. Good things like that just don't happen to anybody. Harris's reception ended a 1 in a million series of events that brought back memories of Doug Flutie's history-making pass to Gerard Phelan that listed Boston College over Miami in '84, or for Northwestern fans with a long memories of the last-minute Terry Bradshaw to Ken Liberto bomb that gave La Tech State Fair victory over the Demons in 1968. You know what happened to Bradshaw? Flutie's play made him the obvious standout for the Heisman Trophy race. No such honor has been mentioned in the same sentence with NLU's quarterback Stan Humphries.
Except now it has.
Yeah.
Now it has. NLU head coach Pat Collins said the last second was great, but the win would have been impossible had NLU not executed well in the previous 15. The thing that made it beautiful was what we did to get to the 48-yard line in the first place. Jeff Steele made a great catch and run. Stan got us to the line of scrimmage with poise and got the ball out of bounds before the clock ran out. Then came the bomb. It left a group of officials in confusion whether to try to clear the field to attempt an extra point, which they did not. And
No, fuck. Why would you do that?
And it left stunned Northwestern coaches begging officials that the ball had bounced on the ground before Harris caught it. That plea was quickly squelched. No way. Don't even try it, an official told the coaches. So they asked the coach, and they put this in the paper. It says nothing to kick about. In a dismal locker room, Goodwin tried to explain why the Demons didn't kick a field goal with under 30 seconds left. That would have given Northwestern a 34-27 lead. We only would have been ahead by 7.
Oh my God. Just those fucking words. Those fucking words.
And if they had scored and kicked an extra point to tie it, we'd have been out of the conference race anyway. So that's one way to look at it. But there's a chance that Collins would have played for a tie under the circumstances. Chances are NLU would have tried a 2-point conversion to win or lose, no ties. That's normally the Pat Collins way. That 2-point conversion thing may come back into play later this year with Pat Collins. He was a little bit of the gambler. So there's some quotes after the game. Humphrey said, "We got lucky that the Northwestern State guy knocked the ball up in the air instead of batting it down, and Jackie caught it on his knees."
You bat the fucking ball down.
That's right.
I have never played D-back, and I still know the answer is to knock the ball down.
Seriously, the Chris Berman, Tom Jackson thing in my head is just like drilled from NFL primetime growing up. It's like when they throw a Hail Mary, what do? Knock it down! Just yelling at him, knock it down.
Go straight down. Go straight down.
They asked the coach after the game if he saw the Hail Mary. Pat Collins said, "I didn't even see it. The players did because one of them hit me square in the nose. The only reason he didn't break his nose because his nose had already been broken."
What the fuck are you guys doing out there in Monroe?
Monroe, baby.
What the fuck is going on?
Didn't you hear me earlier? It's haymakers only mode.
So I'm going to give you a little ominous thing here. The close call in Natchitoches should have been cause for concern, but NLU was too busy celebrating to notice. The Demons had NLU dead to rights and were a 4th and 2 conversion away from winning. The next game.
This is behind the music where like the thing turns. This is where, yeah, no, I know that. I know that's part of the story.
NLU loses the first game of the season the next week. They got up to rank 2, and then they crashed and burned after the win at Northwestern State. They lost 48-28 at Lamar.
Against a team that wouldn't exist 4 years from now. Lamar shit-canned their program in 90.
Yeah, but it's back now in the Southland again.
Yeah. But like this program would not exist 3 years from now. And they outscored NLU by 20.
Yes. There was a little bit of a problem with the quarterback. Sam Humphreys threw 3 interceptions, and the coach decided to start backup Walt Pythian the following week against Georgia Southern, the defending national champions.
Uh-oh. We've got a quarterback controversy.
So ULM was running the one-back offense, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to play the crazy option team of Georgia Southern. They decided, hey, let's do this option thing too. Let's do Georgia Southern's game, and we're going to run the option. And it worked. Pythian's running ability added another dimension to the NLU offense, and Georgia Southern left Malone Stadium with a 26-17 loss.
Fuck is going on here?
I have no idea.
How?
You just changed your whole offense in a week, and they beat number 8 Georgia Southern. They bumped back up to number 3 after this one. Doesn't make any sense, right?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Nothing makes sense in this season. So they decide to go with Pythian again, this time against the Raging Cajuns in Malone Stadium.
They don't lose this game in their beautiful national championship season, do they?
They do.
They don't lose. Oh my God.
They do.
This is the UMass thing all over again. Holy shit.
They lose to the Raging Cajuns with a quarterback controversy. They have Pythian fumbling all over the place in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
All night.
Run the option in the rain.
Rain.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Also, I have to note that the Raging Cajuns at this time, they were Division 1. They were not 1AA.
Oh.
So they're not FCS. So they were Division 1. They tried to go back and forth between Humphreys and Pythian in this game, and it didn't work.
Running fucking single back and triple. Oh my God.
They tried to go back and forth, They were down 6-0 at halftime. They took the lead 7-6, but then, the Cajuns just pulled away in the second half, and they put that away. The stats for Humphreys in this game were just awful. I think he went 8 for 20 for 73 yards. Pythian
Nice.
just could not do anything either. Even in the yearbook gave the Cajuns a headline that said, Cajuns cook.
I'm glad I know this story ends well,
Yeah.
because that right there, that sucks.
It's
Yeah.
pretty messed up. So now it's good, though. Their 2 losses were where? Out of conference.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Because 87% of the people they played were in conference.
That's right.
Lamar was on their way. Okay.
Back to the Adam Hunsucker piece, which is, again, amazing if you want to read it. Goes back to Collins, and he says, now I got a problem. You want to talk sleepless nights? It was horrible. The quarterback, Coach Lane, said, we were seeing some defensive coverages that we hadn't exposed the kids to at this point, and Stan started throwing too many interceptions. As a result, we had egg on our face as a staff, and Stan got too much of the blame. Collins said, I told all the coaches in our meeting after the Raging Cajuns loss, this wasn't going to work. Then I called Stan and made sure he understood that I didn't care if he threw 5 interceptions. He wasn't coming out unless the bone was coming through the skin.
Oh no!
So they put Stan Humphreys back in as the quarterback, the starting quarterback here. Humphreys back in the lineup for a visit from McNeese State, the Cowboys, on Halloween night. And NOU torched the Cowboys 37-10 behind 382 yards passing and 3 touchdowns from Stan Humphreys.
Hell yeah.
Mike Manzullo caught a 72-yard touchdown pass, and Humphreys tied a school record with 9 straight completions. I'm going to leave that sentence there. A school record was tied with 9 straight completions. I don't know what the record is now. I hope it's more than 9.
Look, 9's really good. Not flashy, just
Not
consistent.
Very consistent. Just 9 in a row. It's fine. Who needs double digits if you're a ULM fan? Who needs 10 straight completions as a ULM fan? If somebody wants to search this, you can go right ahead. NLU had made its way out of the Hornets' nest unscathed in conference, I'll say that. Collins began to think there was something to this Team of Destiny thing when NLU began prepping for Division I Southern Miss.
Wait, this is 87.
7.
This is Brett Favre Southern.
It is Brett Favre Southern Miss, and he was right. NLU beat Brett Favre and the Golden Eagles 34-24. The victory for that year for a 1AA FCS team over a 1A team with a winning record. They went to Hattiesburg and took it to the Golden Eagles and Brett Favre.
So it looks like I'm seeing an article on ULM's website that says that the current record for ULM's consecutive completions is 15.
Okay, we thank God we
Got it.
After, and this is as of July 16th. It looks like of this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is it?
Okay,
Caleb
good.
Evans or Chandler Rogers?
Oh no, it's Trey Ravel. So who knows when this was?
Oh, it could have been 2012. Who knows?
Yeah, put years on your things.
ULM was not great at that stuff. It was tough to dig up. After that win, they moved up to 3rd, and they
We're back at 3rd again. This spot has not been great.
No, not good. And they welcome North Texas State to Malone
Oh,
Stadium.
Fucking hell! Now we throw dice because
That's right.
this has been the get right team or
Mhm.
the team that fucking destroys your season.
But guess
The
what?
get wrong team.
Guess what? North Texas State shows up twice in the season for ULM.
God, of course they do.
That's right. The Mean Green, the Eagles at the time.
Get right, get wrong. You're gonna fucking get it.
As Pat Collins said previously in the game before, he was starting to believe in this Team of Destiny thing. NLU was up 24-7 in this game, and North Texas State comes all the way back to make it 24-23 with 1:23 to play.
Oh my.
God.
They doinked the extra point.
Yes.
NLU wins 24-23, and they clinch a share of the Southland title.
And this is ranked North Texas.
This is
a sentence that is a real fucking sentence I just said.
That's right. Number 12, North Texas State. At number 3, NLU. They doink an extra point, and NLU clinches a share of the Southland title, and they get an automatic berth to the FCS playoffs. What a way to get it, honestly. Their final game of the season, they welcome their arch nemesis, I'm not going to say this rivalry name because it's really bad.
Yep, can't do that.
Can't do that one.
Mhm.
Very bad rivalry name. Arkansas State comes to Malone Stadium.
Now, listeners, if you were listening with us in the fall, we need to be very clear here that no matter how bad Arkansas State is, ULM loses to them.
Yeah.
This is a cursed rivalry game.
You know, at one point, ULM and Arkansas State would go back and forth, and there would be some wins. But since like 2008,
It's hell.
It's 13 straight for Arkansas State.
It's just hell. And this is and Arkansas State's been real bad
Arkansas
the last
State,
couple of years.
they've been bad, and ULM just can't do it for some other reason. Just can't beat them. But
I'm seeing a 13-year win streak.
yes, right now,
Oh yeah.
ongoing.
Oof.
Yes, I have a good bet later on for this year when ULM does play Arkansas State. North Texas State is hoping for Arkansas State to beat NLU to clinch the outright Southland Conference title. North Texas State was probably happy when Arkansas State went up 21-0 in this game.
Oh no.
21-0. A touchdown for Kimball in the first quarter, and then 2 touchdowns for Arkansas State. 21-0 in the second quarter. But guess what? NLU was not done. Once it started, it blew exhaust fumes all over Arkansas State. That's what the newspaper says. I didn't just make that up. They rallied from a 21-0 deficit, and they won 31-21. So they rattled off 31 straight points to win the outright Southland Conference Championship. They will learn
Wow.
who they will play next in the NCAA's Division I AA playoff. NLU expects to be the number 2 seed and should host a first-round game this Saturday.
God bless 1AA, because now we don't have to do 47 articles about will they get to go to a bowl
That's
game.
right.
Mhm.
Again, this is why I kind of ended. You get some finality. You get some closure. Other teams, you don't necessarily get that. Guess what? You know the team that just doinked the field goal, doinked an extra point? They're coming back to you in the first round. North
Oh,
Texas
God damn
State
it.
is coming back to Malone Stadium in the first round of the playoffs. So a team that just basically probably should have forced a tie or whatnot in the game. And that's who you open up your playoffs with. Humphreys throws for 237 yards. And NLU, this is what they put in the paper. NLU avenged a 1-point regular season win. I don't think that's how it works.
Close enough.
It's
It's fine.
close enough. But they won 30-9. They
Okay.
blew out.
beat the-
They blew them out over North Texas in the first round. The kicker, Teddy Garcia, kicked 3 field goals, which was kind of a precursor of things to come. Teddy Garcia, he's going to become a very important figure in this FCS playoff run. So I got an article from Bill Campbell from the Shreveport Times. He's basically saying this. He's almost like crowning ULM already here. It's crazy. So it says, as Northeast Louisiana University was whipping up on North Texas State again in Malone Stadium.
Ooh.
After
Again, it's very strong here.
Again, yeah, I mean, no. The thought that had once been a dream continued to come in focus. Is this a national championship team? Has NLU created a monster of an offense that won't eventually turn on itself like so many high-powered attacks always do?
God, this feels like unsinkable ship.
Oh
It
yeah, no,
does,
this is my beautiful Titanic. It's fine.
God.
Can this defense, straight from the mold of Northeast traditional punishing defenses, always keep its opponents at bay? Even when the offense struggles, like it did when it committed turnovers in each of its first 5 possessions 2 weeks ago against Arkansas State.
Oh fucking hell!
Snake bit.
Can Teddy Garcia's long-range right foot always be counted on to get 3 or 6 or 9 or 12 points to put
Let's
LAU over
calm
the
the
top?
fuck down here. Calm the fuck down.
Oh my
12
God.
point field goals. Okay, let's take a
like
deep breath here.
amount of points that the field goal kicker will get here. So
God damn.
it feels like this guy,
Just the biggest curse.
I mean, Bill Campbell, I don't know where he went. I don't know. But it feels like he's a little bit of a Louisiana Tech fan here. Or maybe a Raging Cajun fan. He's trying to jinx. And he's like, hey, they're playing like a national champ. They should probably win it here, right? Next up, they play Eastern Kentucky in Malone.
The Colonels?
The Colonels.
Okay.
That's right. Clutch kicking became indispensable piece to NLU's national title run. Garcia missed 2 field goals and had a PAT blocked next week against Eastern Kentucky. So the jinx of Bill Campbell coming through here, but he came through with a 48-yarder to give NLU a 33-32 win. Jackson from earlier, as I mentioned, he said, all we had to do was cross the 50-yard line and we were getting points. That's how good Teddy was and how much confidence we had in him. This is probably my favorite quote from the coach, Pat Collins, about the kicker here. He says, I didn't know Teddy was alive at first because he played soccer.
So fucking 80s. Like, just like, I don't know what the fucking soccer
God.
shit is.
I don't know what this is. But I remember the first time I heard him kick a football. You could tell he was something special from the sound of that ball. So
What did you do? Like, you kicked it and went whoop, 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 whoop.
yeah, it's crazy. So it says Garcia lifts NLU past Eastern Kentucky 33-32. Teddy Garcia booted a 48-yarder with 14 seconds remaining as NLU edged past Eastern Kentucky 33-32 Saturday afternoon in the NCAA Division 1AA quarterfinals. Quarterback Stan Humphrey passed for 486 yards.
God damn.
Woo.
And threw for 4 touchdowns to drive Northeast into position for the game-winning field goal. He completed 5 of 8 passes for 65 yards to drive Eastern Kentucky from its own 12-yard line to the 32 for Garcia's game-winning kick. Humphreys connected on 33 out of 51 passes for a school record, then added 35 rushing yards as the team set a school record for offensive yardage at 521 yards.
That's some.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards. Just wait until we get a little bit further into the playoffs here.
So this is a 1-point win.
1-point win by the skin of their teeth. They survive number 7 Eastern Kentucky. The next week, they're welcoming in number 4 Northern Iowa to Monroe.
The Panthers?
Yes, UNI. Bill Campbell is back again.
Let's curse him, Bill.
Bill, I don't know. He's a little bit of a hater, but, this is his byline. Somehow, NLU dodges the bullets. If Pat Collins and NLU were ever going to get stabbed with their own knife, it would have happened Saturday. This is a team that can't lose despite itself. This is a team that has pulled out 5 victories under circumstances when victory was seriously in doubt. This is a team that has a flair for the dramatic, no matter what it takes. But most importantly, this is a team that will play for the NCAA Division 1AA National Championship next week in Pocatello, Idaho, against Marshall University. So there's another newspaper article that says NLU destined for 1AA final. Garcia's field goal caps a double OT win, 44-41.
Such a stupidly close game.
Well, let me explain a little bit further here. So I'm kind of doing like that movie thing where I give you the ending,
Yeah.
up front, and then I go back in time to tell you how we got there.
Thanks, Chris Nolan.
That's
Yeah.
right. All right. So it's a little bit of a little Oppenheimer-esque a little bit, I guess, maybe, or, NOU begins. We can go with that. NOU was up 35-14 late
And then they
in the game.
And then they fucked it.
This is fun. Northern Iowa came back down from 35-14. It was 35-33, but then NOU scored a touchdown to make it 41-33, right?
Mm-hmm.
The coach decided to go for 2 up 8. Why?
Did the card not exist yet?
No, the card did not exist. There was not necessarily. But again, 2-point conversion, very important in this season. So this 2-point conversion not going on. But this is
No thoughts, just vibes.
This is an article. This is further down from the article from Bill Campbell. I'm just going to read this part here. But gross decision-making errors on the part of the NLU coaching staff are an uncommon occurrence. Whatever demon possessed Collins to go for a 2-point conversion with an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter released him just in time to see Stephon Avery break up a Northern Iowa pass in the end zone and a 38-yard field goal attempt by Danny Helmer to scoot too far to the left, preserving the victory.
How?
Yeah.
It should have never been.
Never happened, right? So in overtime,
Mm-hmm.
Northern Iowa drove down to NLU's 3-yard line. They fumbled and they recovered. So the overtime in the FCS is basically the overtime that we get nowadays in college football. You start at the 25-yard line, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody gets a turn, right? So they get a fumble in the first OT. Basically all NOU needs is to get a field goal, right? But Coach Pat Collins just sends the kicker out right away to kick a 41-yarder. Like, he doesn't attempt to gain any yards.
Are you?
I'm not kidding
Oh my
you.
God.
College kickers, clap, 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 clap.
So they sent him out right away in the first OT to win the game. They didn't even attempt to play. And then, of course, Teddy misses the field goal. So now we go
At
to...
least they didn't punt on first down.
That's true. Now we go to double overtime. Guess what? NOU doesn't gain any yards in double OT. And Teddy's got to kick another 41-yard field goal.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, no.
But he makes this one. Redemption. Thank God. Redemption. And then on their turn, Northern Iowa misses the 38-yarder in double OT. And NOU
Thank God.
wins the game.
Oh, my God.
Thank God.
Collins it reached again. This is from the Adam Hunsucker piece. It says, "I was already getting cussed at in the stands when I sent Teddy in there in OT. He looked startled, and that kind of bothered me a bit. I didn't prep Teddy for that situation, and that was my fault. I understand the cussing because I am cussing at you for going for 2 when you're up 8. What are you doing?"
Why?
Thank God that NOU won this game. Jackson said, "We had confidence about us that was just weird. It never crossed our minds that we would lose. I guess you could say we didn't know any better, but we just went on to the next one." But after that skin of the teeth win against Northern Iowa, national title game, they're going to Pocatello, Idaho, baby.
Going to Pocatello.
I'm going to Pocatello.
Said no one ever.
I don't know.
Oh, actually, yeah. Hold up. Yeah. Wait. Never mind.
Hold on.
Well,
Maybe there could be a pilgrimage for me at some point in time. There's some articles here, and I love this. It's like, fans that couldn't pick out Idaho on a map were now making travel plans to follow NOU to the ASISU mini dome in Pocatello. It's now known as Holt Arena.
What is
It's just a little dome.
The Associated Students of Idaho State University.
Yes, the Associated Students of Idaho State University mini dome. A year later, it was called Holt Arena. It's still known as Holt Arena.
I'm just sad they didn't name it St. Francis of Assisi.
So Tubbs, the linebacker, said, "Everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Sportscasters were even wearing our jerseys on the news. We weren't just winning, but the way we were winning games made people want to be a part of it."
I mean, after it was over, maybe. During it, it seems like it would have been very stressful.
Very stressful. Very stressful. Jackson said, "This was before there were 8 different ESPN channels. For a school like ours to be on TV playing for the national championship, it was just a huge deal back then."
That's crazy.
This is kind of one of my favorite parts here. I'm just going to say this about the season. We got some stuff after this, but this is great. The standing room only crowd at the NLU Quarterback Club luncheon after this game presented Collins with a little perspective the week of the national championship game. Coach Collins gets up and he says, Coach Collins, just talking about it. "This guy gets up while I'm at the podium and tells everyone I'm the greatest coach in the country. The whole crowd is giving me a standing ovation, and Benny Hollis, the athletic director, is laughing. Benny later told me that the same guy sat in his office last year and wanted me fired." That's reality right there.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's how it goes.
That's right. NOU fans, a little crazy. The national championship game is ULM, or NOU, versus Marshall in Idaho. So we did this for the previous, best season of all time for somebody else, right? Guess what?
Yes, we did.
Monroe to Pocatello, Idaho is 1,654 miles, 25 hours of driving. Huntington, West Virginia to Pocatello is 1,845 miles, 27 hours of driving. This was the first appearance for NLU in the Division I AA championship game. The Thundering Herd, second in the SoCon, defeated James Madison, Weaver State, and they got revenge on top seed App State, the SoCon champions, to reach the final. They had lost to App State earlier that year, and they got them. They got them in the semis to make it here. So this was the first appearance for Marshall in a Division I AA championship game too. So you got 2 first-timers, both thrilled to go to Pocatello. It's a sentence you really don't hear too often.
It hits the ears real weird.
It's very weird. I am excited. So I have the Wikipedia link in there. The Marshall Thundering Herd and their high-octane offense were NLU's opponent in Pocatello. Quarterback for Marshall, Tony Peterson, was the MVP of the SoCon, and Marshall had 2 All-Americans in wide receiver Mike Barber and tight end Sean Doctor. I hope Sean Doctor became a doctor. I don't know if he did or not, but it'd be great if it was like, I am Dr. Sean Doctor.
Hey Beth, that coach of that George Champ, the coach of Marshall, his first head coaching job, IUP baby.
Heck yeah.
Crimson Hawks.
Caw-caw.
Won some PSAC titles with the Crimson Hawks.
Hell yeah. That's what we love to hear.
By we, you mean like 4 people, but yes.
Yes.
The 4 people that know that what IUP is and what the PSAC is, yes.
Yeah, not IUPUI, the other one.
The other one. The less known one.
Oh.
It's not my fault you guys named fucking your university after 4 states.
Well, yeah.
There doesn't need to be an Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Definitely.
I'm about to start Texas University of
Pennsylvania.
Tups.
TUP.
Yep, top of the morning to you.
What's the mascot? Go, Beth.
It's just a Cockney kid that looks like it's one of Fagin's gang from Oliver.
Done. Perfect.
Tup.
Got it in 1.
Yep, it's the Tup University pickpockets.
Chimney sweeps. It's the chimney sweeps.
Yeah, the chimney sweeps.
I don't even see the logo right now, but in my head I want to bevel it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I totally want to bevel a chimney sweep. Can I get an image from was that Fiddler on the Roof?
No, close. No,
Which
not
one?
Fiddler. Not Fiddler.
Which one?
This is the.
I
think I know how your brain went there.
Is it Poppins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
if
Poppins.
we're going that
All right,
way,
it was
yeah.
a musical. Sorry.
It
All right.
was.
At least I didn't
It
say
was.
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Hey Beth, we're working on our Mary Poppins Fiddler on the Roof mashup.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this now.
Me too. Yep.
Poppins on the Roof.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna do the bottle. We're doing the bottle dance on a chimney.
Yeah. But we gotta get Dick Van Dyke back.
Oh boy, that accent is gonna be a horror show.
It's gonna be great. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Cockney Russian.
Yeah.
Cockney Russian.
Jewish Cockney Russian.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yiddish. That's what I was looking for. Yes.
All right, back to the national title game, the 1AA title game.
Oy l'chaim.
A little bit. All right.
I win.
All right. You can't even spell that for the title, Jordan.
No, I can't. I can't use it.
But hold on. We may have some stuff in a yearbook that I found for the title competing a little bit later.
Okay, there we go.
All right, we should be
Perfect.
good there. So, the FCS title game, again, 1AA title game, whatever you want to call it, at halftime, NLU was up 21-13 at halftime. But after the half, Marshall dropped 29 points on NLU in the third quarter, and they took a lead, 42-28, entering in the fourth quarter.
Oh no.
The linebacker, Tubbs, said, those guys gave us fits. It seemed like the whole game, we kept trying to come up with stops, and we didn't have a lot of them. Collins said at the end of the third quarter, he looked at John Clement, and he asked him if we were going to be satisfied with just getting here. That's how we were playing. We had a chance to win the whole thing and let people buzz for years and years about it. I'm not saying that speech made us win the game, but I remember that critical situation we were in.
I'm not saying that speech made us win the
I mean,
game, but I'm not saying
Right.
that.
Pat Collins is maybe claiming that his speech at the end of the third quarter, after they gave up 29 points to Marshall, made them win the game.
We out here playing talk ball.
Hmm?
Collins decided if NLU was going to lose, it would go down with its best player. The quarterback, Coach Lane, put the game in Humphrey's hands and gave him the freedom to change plays at the line of scrimmage. NLU got a TD early in the fourth quarter and went for 2 to get it. And they got it. Now they're only down 6. So again, this random weird 2-point conversion, this hot contested thing of debate nowadays, when somebody is down 14, what do you do in the fourth quarter? Do you go for the 2-point conversion to give yourself a chance at the win? Or You just normally kick the extra point and then go for the tie to send it into overtime. NOU, maybe a little bit ahead of the times on advanced metrics. I'm just going to give a little credit here to go for 2.
Because they don't have the card. There is no card.
There is no card. They were able to get a stop against Marshall. And then they drove back down the field, and Stan Humphries, not fleet of foot, fooled 2 Marshall defenders with a pump fake. Fooled 2 Marshall defenders with a pump fake and sprinted 3 yards to the pylon and delivered the game-winning score with 7 minutes and 19 seconds to go. NOU up 43-42. 7 minutes and 19 seconds. Are you?
Oh my God!
You got that much time. They got to hang on.
I'd be ill. I would be ill watching this game.
So the quarterback coach said, I told Stan on the phone from the press box that if I called a run to change it to his favorite pass play, he was getting hot and the strength of our team was throwing the ball. Humphrey said, I didn't scramble like that very much, but we did what we had to do to win the game. There were so many big plays. I broke the 1AA record for passing yards in the game, and then Tony, the other quarterback for Marshall, broke it on the very next series in the same game. That's how back and forth it was. Humphrey's final stat line of the game was 26 for 43 for 436 yards and 3 touchdowns. Marshall had one last chance to win the game with 1:39 to go. They were at NLU's 39-yard line. Peterson started the drive with an incompletion, and then he was sacked by Troy Brown. Safety Perry Harper then intercepted a pass intended for Barber on the very next play.
Oh, my God.
And NLU prevailed to win the game 43-42 and were crowned national champions.
Like, so many of the games this season were 1-point or 2-point games.
It's just insane.
Oh.
So NLU finished with a record of 13-2, an undefeated 6-0 mark in the Southland Conference, and their last 3 playoff wins were by a combined 5 points.
I'm going to throw up. I'm going to fucking throw up.
On the way to the national title. So the linebacker Tubbs said, Perry was the last guy anyone expected to make a play to win the national championship, especially Coach Collins. So Collins said, Perry and I had disagreements. I tried to find someone to replace him the whole time he was here. He intercepted the ball to win the game, and I'm thinking to myself, aren't you glad you didn't?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to throw the box score here. Enjoy.
Wait.
What?
Marshall had 3 interceptions, threw 3 picks, and lost a fumble.
Yeah.
NLU has 5 fumbles and loses 4 of them?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Marshall has 11 penalties for 104 yards as well. The ball just didn't stop moving this game.
No.
Nope.
Nothing. Not at all. I mean, Marshall had 474 yards passing. NLU had 436 yards passing. Both teams had 28 first downs each. I mean, both teams only punted the ball 3 times.
Imagine you're watching like Penn State football in this time period.
Yeah.
And it's just like 300 rushing yards a game, and you watch this, and it is just like a shot of fucking adrenaline in the arm.
That's right. I imagine, if you're watching this on ESPN, it's kind of almost the adrenaline shot to your heart from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Like you're just watching, 3 yards in the cloud of dust, and then you're watching this game. What a shock to your system.
I can't.
That's amazing.
Just incredible. After the game, Tommy Jackson, in the Adam Hunsucker piece, he said, "We're the only football program in the state other than LSU that has won a Division I national championship. That puts NOU in some rarefied air."
A true statement.
Humphrey said after the game, "It seemed like it took forever when the game was over before we got to the locker room. Coach Collins stayed back with us, and we talked him into stopping to get beer before we got on the plane. Everything was closed, but some guys came prepared."
Yeah, they did.
All right, this is going to get incredibly northeastern Louisiana here in these next 2 quotes.
Okay.
All right, Tubbs, the linebacker, says, "I still got this picture of me walking down the plane with a bottle of champagne in my hand. Tommy Jackson and I got to my apartment, loaded our gear, and we went duck hunting." That's how
that
we
what you do?
celebrated.
Just-
That's how we celebrated the national championship. We went duck hunting.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Jackson said, we stopped to get a copy of the newspaper. It wasn't out yet. So we settled for some beer and went to the duck camp.
That's Northern Louisiana as hell.
It is. Again, this is why you see that Duck Dynasty jersey. Like that should be like a permanent alternate jersey.
I'm believing it now.
Yeah, you believe it now, right? So Pat Collins was named the 1987 Coach of the Year by the Football News and the CBS Sports and Chevrolet. Apparently, I don't know why like Chevrolet's on this trophy, but this is a fancy ass trophy.
It's really nice.
is.
It is super
There's
nice.
a lot going on.
Seriously, and I mean, like, I would be very honored to win this thing. I mean, you got a national championship trophy, and then like I feel like that Coaches of the Year trophy is better than the actual national championship trophy for the FCS.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For real. So I started digging in the ULM or the NLU yearbook at the time. And so I wanted to dig here. And apparently the Beach Boys came to Monroe, Louisiana in 1987. Sure. Why not?
Mike Love, what are you wearing?
I have no idea.
They were trying to be very 80s. This is
I can see that.
Don't you like the Beach Boys went through a really weird thing in the 80s.
I mean, the Beach Boys went through a really weird thing like 3 times.
Yeah.
They did have an album called Pet Sounds.
Forgot about that. I forgot about that.
You know, at this time they were singing about Kokomo, but I mean, I really think the song should be That's Where We Want to Go, way down to Monroe. But, you know, it could have worked out. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you. That's where we want to go, way down to Monroe. There is a really suggestive picture here that I got from the yearbook where he's riding a mechanical bull, but
It's sexy.
it doesn't necessarily give that impression.
In his jean shorts, I believe. I'm not sure.
I guess so. I don't know why you would put that picture in the yearbook. So my favorite article from the yearbook is something called Nightlife.
God.
And then
Every time I find something like this in the fucking yearbooks, it's always just a complete mess.
this is
Oh no.
all right. This is going to be great. I'm not. I may undersell it, but this is probably. I can't wait to say this out loud because I lost it when I said some of this stuff out loud. So the headline in the yearbook, it says Nightlife, weekend gives chance to catch up, relax. So the beginning of the article, it says, when asked to describe a college student's life in less than 3 words, criminal justice freshman Todd Richard said, that can be done in 1 word, poverty.
Okay.
Okay.
Like it, yeah.
Fair.
That's the first one. The yearbook author continued, nevertheless, Northeast Louisiana University students didn't let a shortage of cash hamper their nightlife during the past year. They found fun no matter what the cost. In Monroe, where the sidewalks roll up at midnight, that was not always easy to do. I'm sorry. So that in Monroe, where the sidewalks roll up at midnight, that was not always easy to do. I do what all good Monroeans do for fun at night, said disgruntled English junior John Lorio. I get in fights, pick up girls, and shop for bows.
Bow and arrow bows?
Maybe to go duck hunting. I don't know.
Duck murder.
Duck-
What the? There are a lot of things I like to do too.
Mm-hmm. Get in fights.
No.
Internet fights.
Pick up
Yeah,
girls.
pick up girl. I'm too old for that. Shop for bows, like, man. One of the last times I held a gun, I shot my grandpa. I feel like I'm not.
I hope he was okay.
It was a BB gun. It
on.
ricocheted off a wall. I was aiming at cans. I was like 5. I was aiming at cans on a wall. Shot low. Ricochet hit him in the arm. Then once you've hunted human, hunting sort of like just doesn't do it for me anymore.
All right, Henry James.
Yeah, I
Out
had
here playing the most dangerous
Yeah,
game
I
with
had
a BB gun.
I had the bloodlust at that point. The hunger, as they call it.
That's never stopped me, but different strokes for different
Yeah,
folks. I
right.
guess.
Either way.
So the next part in this thing, it says, Sharon Salinas, Spanish senior, responded similarly to the nightlife question. Nightlife and fun row? What I do at night is plan out-of-town trips for the weekends.
Damn.
What do you do at night? Leave.
I'm planning to get the fuck out of here. Like Salinas, many NLU students said they went elsewhere for nightlife opportunities. Trips to Shreveport, even New Orleans and Baton Rouge were fairly common. Most, however, found things to do in Monroe, whether simply watching the VCR at home, going out to eat, dancing at a nightclub, or attending a sporting event. I usually go to Private Eyes or Enox if they have a good band lined up, said Kevin O'Rourke, the criminal justice senior. I'm going to give a shout out to Enox. I think Enox is still around.
Oh my God.
I mean, if Enox is still around, it's basically an institution in Monroe, Louisiana at this point.
Enoch's Pub and Grill, Irish Pub and Grill.
Yep, the Irish pub.
Hell yes.
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still there.
It is still there. There's been it's right off of like Louisville Avenue, which they call it a little bit different there in Monroe. Maybe that's why I got it all messed up.
There you go.
But again, Enox.
They still host bands.
They do.
Hooray for places that still have live music. Fuck yeah, Enox.
It is kind of like an institution in Monroe. If you go to ULM, like Enox is kind of the spot. Another person says, as far as I'm concerned, the only place to go is Enox. Jermaine said, that's where the real people are. That's where the real Monroeans are. I'm still dying laughing. It's just like, I mean, like the poverty guy gets me. And then the one that says, I get in fights, pick up girls, and shop for bows. And then the other one's like, I get the hell out of town. Like, I can't. Oh, God.
I gotta make a shirt in ULM colors or a sticker. It says like 3 things to do: get in fights, pick up girls, shop for bows.
Also, apparently at the time, if you scroll a little bit further down, they had a barber on campus. I mean, if I was the guy getting my haircut in this picture, I probably would have said, please don't use this picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
if I
yeah,
was
not
the person
great.
if I was the person doing the hair cutting, I probably would say, please don't use this picture.
That comb over is real rough. That hair is just trying so hard to cover so much space.
Yeah, there was yeah, man. I ain't even gonna name this person, but like, no,
Don't do that.
Not gonna do it.
He's doing the best that he can. He's got a couple hairs that go in and out a few times.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely. Then you got head coach Pat Collins just in this crazy, amazing Monroe, like, NLU tracksuit. Just
Oh, that's
beautiful,
so good.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like the maroon and like the yellow with the lettering on it. Just squatting on the sidelines with the classic Nike, like turf cleats. Just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's an article which amazing. I found the ULM water ski team article in there,
Nice.
and it said 8 is enough?
Nope.
Question mark. The water ski team begs to differ, and so there's this lady just with the classic 80s one-piece swimsuit, just holding her foot up with the water ski thing on Bayou de
Do
Sea.
it fancy style, yeah.
Fancy style. Yeah, that was their 9th national title in 1987 for the water ski team. They're at 29. Maybe one day they'll get to 30, but it's been a few years since they've gotten a national title, but hopefully they can get back on track. I got some.
I mean, she is leggings away from sweating it to the oldies, except she is water skiing at the time.
I mean, her hair is like perfect too, so I don't even know what
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what that hairspray was. I mean, it had to be like, Aquanet or something like that.
Oh,
Something
it was fucking destroying the ozone layer.
That's right.
It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like eating a hole straight into it.
For real. I got some pictures from the Holt Arena or the ASISU mini dome. It shows the final score.
Those are great shots, man. Those are really good for
It's-
80. Again, like 87 is not that far ago, but like these, after skimming through so many fucking yearbooks like I have the last couple months, these are great shots.
Yeah, there's a section in the yearbook. It says memories of Pocatello, and there's pictures of them holding the banner when they were getting off the plane at like 3 a.m, coming back to Monroe. Everybody just meeting them there, and really, it's just an incredible thing. And you can see the scoreboard. It just says home and guest. It doesn't even say like their name. Again, to end this best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time, on kind of a little bit of a high note, a national championship. We had, one for like UMass, other ones we had to yell at them to claim it, but this one was earned in probably the most ridiculous sickos fashion ever. With again their last 3 games winning by a combined 5 points.
As Mike Love says, when some loud braggart tries to put you down and says his school is great, you tell him right away, now what's the matter, buddy? Ain't you heard of my school? It's #1 in the state. Be true to your school, ULM.